Okay. So, my name's Matt, but you probably knew that anyway. And I'm going to be doing Half-Life 2 for the next hour or so. This is Half-Life 2 Old Engine, and I will be using scripts for this run. Now straight away, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be save loading a couple of times in order to lag the train for us to get out of it. By lagging the train, it allows the car behind us to get into ours and push us out. So this is bunny hopping, plain and simple. In Old Engine Half-Life 2, the method of bunny hopping is simply holding W or forward and jumping every time you hit the ground. None of the fancy strafing is needed. So you may have noticed I stopped back there, and I did so for good reason. I created a save there, and I'll be using that save a little bit later in the run. Okie dokie, so this is Barney, spoilers by the way, and I'm going to be trying to teleport him using this Chinese boot box. For some reason in this game, when you put a object on top of an NPC's head, like this, and like this. Oh no, come on Barney, come on, there we go. They seem to think that they get stuck. They feel like they can't move anymore, and when this happens, they teleport to the next node on their path, which is nice because it allows us to teleport NPCs along a set path a bit quicker. There is a method of skipping this map, however it involves going up out of bounds and then going underneath and save loading up. It's not particularly fun in my opinion, that's why I don't do it. So the reason I'm using scripts in this run, which do include the bhop script, call me a filthy cheater, is because there's a command we use in scripted called wait, and wait is used in change level delays. And we also use it in a script called save warp. Well, the trick is save warping. We use a save warp script. And I'll be explaining save warping on the next map, probably, because I'll be needing to do it on the next map. So we're going to do one more teleport here. Fair warning, the next couple of maps might confuse you a little, as the first 5 or 6 maps of the game are known as some of the most confusing in the speedrun. So that's nice. So just by getting there before him, we can actually clip through him, which is nice. I'm going to be doing some bunny hopping. I'm going to grab a pallet, and this pallet is going to be used for a trick called prop flying. By jumping on a prop repeatedly, we can gain height. Pretty simple. There was just no check added for if you're on a prop and you jump. So I'm preparing another save here, and similarly to the one I made on Train Station 01, this is for a save warp. Now this is a save warp right here. Notice how I'm completely in the wrong area? I'm actually where I made my save on the previous map. And save warping is essentially maintaining a state and position across 2 maps when you go through the change level trigger. The game works using something called landmarks, and it creates a position relative to the landmark. So, if you know where the landmark is, you can... Oh, actually no, this is fine. You can essentially trick the game into going a separate place when you load the save. You need to change the level, but you need to delay the change until you load your save. And with that done, you'll be able to load the position in relation to the landmark on the next map. If you had no idea what I just said, I don't blame you, because it's not particularly easy to understand. I'm going to do some prop flying here, and I'm going to prepare a save warp for the next map. The next map is Train Station 05, and it's known as one of the longer maps in the speedrun. So if we can skip it, that's very nice. Oops, did that work? I think that worked. Yeah. Okay, I can make this work. So I've prepared another save warp already. And we've just skipped the entirety of Train Station 05. And now I'm going to save warp one more time. And that's going to be the last save warp you'll be seeing for a while. I probably won't be performing another one for a good number of maps from here on out. Okay, so we've got a 410, 413 Canalzo 1 entry, which is pretty good. Now I'm going to perform a trick called save deletion. And save deletion is essentially where the game is trying to load a save that doesn't exist. And when that happens, it acts as if you're loading the save, or loading the map for the first time, and it will give you everything that it would intend you to have on that map. For example, weapons, health, suit, etc. I'll be using this a couple of times throughout the run, in order to reset my state, if you will. I'm going to shoot that barrel and we'll be prop flying on a gib. Oops. So we can just skip this entire section by prop flying, which is quite nice. Just jump on the train casually. Now you may notice I have two timers running. Now the first one is a game time timer, which tracks all the time that passes except for loading times. And the second timer is real time, so that's how much time has elapsed since I started the timer, since I started the run, in like every second that's passed, essentially. So I'm going to perform a trick now called J-clip, and J-clip is a particularly fun strat because it's strange. That's what I'll say. If we save and load while crouched, when the game loads, when we stand up again, the game will think that we're actually uncrouched. That we're still crouched, sorry. So we'll be able to pull objects into the top half of our body. When the game finally realizes that we aren't crouched, and there's an object in the top half of our body, it will think we're stuck. And if we save and load while stuck, or out of bounds, the game will pull us upwards. Which is what I did just back there. Okay. So that's the first couple of maps of canals. I'm going to be performing a route here that's pretty tricky. If we dug spam on a slippery slope like that, we can gain a lot of speed exceptionally quickly. I'm going to prepare one save warp there, and I'll be preparing a second one over here. Oh, that was too early, unfortunately. Let me try that again. This one might be better. That was unfortunate. Whatever, that's fine. The reason I created two save warps is because we need to prepare a save warp on the next map, and this is what this first one is. It's getting us to the place that we need to prepare the save warp, which is surprisingly in this vehicle. Now, vehicles have a very interesting set of properties about them, especially when save warps are involved. You'll see why. Just going to jump down to here, and we'll save load up here. So, on the topic of vehicles having strange properties, they are very strange, in fact. I think I'll demonstrate it before I explain it. I think it would take away from shock value if I said what would happen the moment I save warped. Okay, you may notice that I have now got no clip. I am literally cheating. For some reason. Okay, so the short explanation for that is that Valve are lazy. You would not believe how many hacks there are in the source code. Just don't. Just open it up and Control F hack, and you'd be surprised at how many occurrences there are. But the proper explanation is that when you're in a vehicle, it gives you no clip. I'm presuming it's based on collision or the actual camera animation when you get inside the airboat that it gives you a no clip. However, you can test this yourself. If you enter a vehicle, turn on SV cheats and type in no clip, it will say no clip off. It's just crazy thinking that the game gives you legitimate no clip. Of course, when you exit a vehicle in a normal manner, the game will take no clip away from you. However, we didn't exit no clip in a normal manner at all. And I won't be this time either, since I've already set up another no clip glitch. People in the community refer to this as yes clip, because there's a legitimate no clip. I kind of like that name, but I just prefer no clip glitch in general. And there are multiple ways of getting out of no clip, because unfortunately, while you have no clip, you can't trigger any of the change levels, which means you'd be stuck on one map forever, which isn't a good thing. So, one of the 4 ways of getting out of no clip would be save deleting to completely reset your state. That of course would probably be slow since it would put you back at the beginning of the map. The second would be to enter another vehicle, which would of course give you no clip, and then you could exit the vehicle and it would take away no clip. Third, you could open the console, turn on SV cheats and write no clip, but that of course would be cheating, so we don't do that. And finally, you can exit no clip through a barnacle. And barnacles are pretty strange, because for some reason, they can take away no clip from you. I guess it's because it can pull you out of a vehicle. Like if you're in a vehicle and you get hit by a barnacle, you'll be pulled out of the vehicle. So I'm guessing that's why it's there. But for some reason, if we're in no clip and we come out via a barnacle, we get very strange physics. You may be wondering there why part of the map wasn't loaded. That's because this game works based on area portals, and it's just trying to save memory, I guess. Make it easier for bad computers to handle, because back then everyone didn't have a particularly good computer. But everybody knows nowadays, pretty much anything can run Half-Life 2. It's a very well optimized game. So I'm going to be performing another no-clip glitch on this map. And this will be the final no-clip glitch of the run. So I'm going to save delete here to get the airboat. I'm going to prepare a save warp, and I'll actually save warp now. And I'll have no clip, and I'm over here. You may notice I'm spamming a key, and that's because by tapping, or by facing slightly to the left and tapping D, we can, oh that's unfortunate, we can increase our velocity by about 100 units per second. Now you may notice I got into the barnacle there, because for some reason, if you get into the barnacle head and then crouch, you can actually be moved up slightly. Unfortunately, I wasn't high enough, so I had to save load a little bit, since I was stuck in the brush. But yes, now I have a rather strange state to me, because the game never removed me from a vehicle. So it still thinks I have vehicle physics. And you'll see how useful that is on the next map. I'm just coming out of my way here to prepare a wrong warp. And a wrong warp is similar to a save warp. Unfortunately, I decided to make saves down here, which was probably the dumbest move I could have made. I'm an idiot. Give me a minute. Oh, I just wasted a bunch of time. That's unfortunate. But yeah, a wrong warp is essentially a save warp, but using the wrong change level trigger. So here's what vehicle physics do. If I jump at a wall holding a prop, I can go through that wall. And we like to call this quick clip. For pretty good reason. You just clip through a wall rather quickly. I can't think of a more apt name. And there's another side effect. Because we're still thought to be in a vehicle, the game registers our hitbox somewhere else entirely than where it actually is. So NPCs can shoot at us, but they'll completely miss our hitbox, meaning that while Quick Clip is active, we cannot take any bullet damage because they're just not shooting in the right place. I was hoping that the helicopter would be able to shoot me a bit just to demonstrate my point there, but there's going to be NPCs just around this corner that can demonstrate that. But yeah, they're definitely landing hits on me, however I'm not taking any damage. I can still take damage from environmental damage, such as explosions, falling, objects hitting me, for example. However, anything else is completely out. Well, it's the only thing that you can't be damaged by is bullets, essentially. So, by save warping backwards, using the wrong trigger, and then save warping forwards, we perform the wrong warp. And we're now at the end of Canals 12, and now there's only one more map of canals left. And that's Canals 13. Now most of you might remember a fight with the helicopter that we saw a couple of maps back, and you're supposed to have the airboat here. Yeah, I remember that too. But I have no intention of fighting a helicopter here. Since we have Quick Clip, we can essentially skip the entire fight, just by going to the end of the map, essentially. I'll grab the box. Now I don't have much speed, so I might have to go around the back instead. No, we're good. Okay, and welcome to Eli's lab. Took 14 minutes. Well, more like 18 based on the timer we have in real time. But in game time it only took just shy of 15 minutes. So this map is essentially one giant cutscene. And it's, unfortunately, we do not have a skip for it. Though that doesn't mean we can't set up skips for other maps while on this map. I'm going to come back out here, and I'm going to move to a specific point and prepare a save warp. And that's going to skip the entirety of the next map. The reason I'm doing this is because we're currently sitting through a timer. We're on a timer for Mossman to finish her dialogue. Yeah, she's just talking to us. So, there's not much we can do here, other than wait. In theory, we could clip down and activate the other cutscene as well. However, that's a segmented strat, and it's not very viable in real-time runs, for many reasons. So, you might be wondering what Old Engine actually is, because I've just thrown it in the title without really explaining it thus far. An old engine is exactly that. It's an older engine, or older set of engines of Half-Life 2 Source. Half-Life 2 and Source, I guess. And I believe that the engines are pre-2006, or inclusive? Does it include 2006? I'm not sure. And engines after that aren't considered new engine. There's a whole host of different tricks between the two engines. For example, thus far I've been showing you lots of bunny hopping. That was patched out in the new engine. However, there's a replacement for it called accelerated backwards hopping. It's really a tremendous glitch that Valve messed up. Because they set it up so that when you jumped backwards it would add to your backward speed. They kind of messed that one up. In an attempt to slow people down, they unintentionally increased people's speed exponentially. So the reason I held Mossman back there is because if you hold Mossman back long enough, Eli will move to here, and then Eli will move over to here. And once that happens, he'll actually start talking to both characters at once. Because if you let Mossman into this room, Alex won't spawn for another 30 seconds or so. So by having these two sets of dialogue play out at the same time, we can save about 30 seconds. Like I said before, there's unfortunately no way of skipping this cutscene that we know of, because it's a surprisingly well-crafted cutscene. Oops. In order for the change level to trigger, because we could theoretically clip through this, and then clip directly to the end of the level, right? However, one of the things required to change the level is Alex being with you in the trigger. And it can't be an Alex you spawn in. It has to be the one that the level will load. Oh, Mossman. Mossman! You traitor. But yeah, you have to wait for the Alex, this one, to go to the end of the level with us, unfortunately. So the world record for this game is like 55 minutes or something in game time, and just over an hour in real time. I'm not particularly going for world record. There's a lot of routes that you have to do if you want to go for world record, but I just do not like in the slightest. And I'm under the opinion that speedrunning is... it's something to enjoy. It's something to have a bit of fun with. I'm not super competitive when it comes to speedrunning. What I am, however, is someone who wants to enjoy the game. So if I find a route that I don't enjoy doing, I'm not going to do it, even if it means I lose like 10 or 20 seconds. So yeah, you saw me do a bit more teleporting here. Now there's a trigger here that you need to pass through, otherwise Alex will just talk about Ravenholm for about half an hour. In all seriousness, it's only about 10 to 20 seconds, but if you don't hit that trigger, that's 10 to 20 seconds lost. Which is not something you want. So we're going to do the save warp we prepared on the previous map, and we've entirely skipped Dog now. And welcome to Ravenholm. Do you remember how Alex was saying we don't go there? Well, yeah, we don't go to Ravenholm. We just make a quick trip through it. Now you're going to see me doing a kind of new style of quick clip throughout this section. You may have noticed that I was flicking my mouse after hitting the wall with the object. And I was flicking it towards where there was a gap in the wall. Okay, I got that somehow. By flicking it towards the gap in the wall, we can essentially keep the object on the other side, which is very useful because it means we don't have to pick up another object to then quick clip with again. So You may have noticed that I was tapping something while I was flying there. Unfortunately, Quick Clip makes prop flying exceptionally difficult. You need to tap duck every time you want to get a hop on the object. And I'll demonstrate it a bit more here. You saw a bit more flicking there, by the way. I'm going to prop fly up here. We can prop fly in straight lines fine, but it's the moment we start tapping, that we start moving horizontally, that it becomes an issue. But yeah, I was tapping duck a bit more there, and the timing is kind of precise. It takes a bit of learning, but it's nothing too major. Now you're going to see the first instance of downwards clipping here. Normally the game will clip us upwards, but if we enter a prop with quick clip, pull it into us even, and gain some speed, we can actually get propelled downwards. Now, the reason I went down there is because the end of the next map is right down there, actually. So we save up once again, and here we are, at the end of the mineshaft. I hope you enjoyed Ravenholm, because we were only there for about 2 minutes. So now you may be wondering if we're going to use a weapon at all in this run, and the answer is yes. I've just picked up some grenades. Unfortunately though, we cannot use grenades while we have, after we've saved warped, we just cannot use grenades for some reason. The reason I picked them up is so that we don't pick them up later. So I've just picked up the shotgun now, and that means I won't be able to pick up grenades for the rest until I next save warp. Quick clip through this wall. Saves about a second, and I kind of wasted it. And that was also Rip Winston. We didn't even meet Winston, but Rip Winston. Welcome to Coast. Highway 17, Flyway 17, call it what you will. It's all a bit of fun, Coast. Coast is a rather enjoyable set of maps. It's all about jumping around. Now, Coast, interestingly enough, is one of the only sections in the run that is slower than in New Engine. Because once again, in New Engine, they have a glitch that allows them to gain speed exponentially. So, in wide open areas like Coast, they can move exceptionally quickly. Whereas we can only gain speed at a linear rate. For example, they skip the entire water section. They just pretty much jump the entire distance across. Whereas we have to go around the coast in order to get to the other side. Why did the Freeman go around the coast to get to the other side? So I've just exchanged my shotgun for the SMG, because interestingly enough, we can't actually change weapons after we've save warped. We can only change weapons by picking up new ones or using all the ammo in our current weapon. The reason I picked up the SMG is because it has a secondary fire that allows us to shoot SMG grenades. Or SMG nades as we call them. I'm going to grab some health up here. Because we'll be using one of those SMG nades on the next map. Because I intend to try and skip a small section of the map. It would save about 5 to 10 seconds. But it's rather tricky. It's possible without the SMG grenade, however it's a lot easier with it. I'll try it one more time. Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm not going to get it. Yeah, we kind of have to just go around here if we don't get that strap. There's a save warp you can do to skip this map, but I really don't like save warping in Coast, because Coast is one of those sections that is just wide open movement, and it's all about technical movement as well, I feel. So replacing technical movement with save warps just doesn't really interest me much. There's also a skip for this map through save warps. For the same reason, I don't do it. it's not something that particularly interests me. It's not particularly hard, but if you're just going to cut out the entire game through save warping, what's the point of running it? So, welcome to Lag City. This is called train frames, because when the train spawns, for some reason, we drop to less than 1 frame per second. And there's nothing we can do about this other than skipping the trigger for the train to spawn, which is possible. If we can either go on top of the train or go around the trigger. We can actually skip the trigger from activating, which means we wouldn't get train frames. So welcome to Sand Traps, the second half of Coast. I hesitate to call it a half, because this is a lot shorter, I feel. Mind you, they're both rather short, so it's not really a... I don't know. Ah, that's unfortunate. Normally I go around on top of the cliff on my left, which allows you to take a lot tighter curve. Ah, damn it. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're gonna ignore that. But yeah, this coast isn't going particularly amazingly. Namely, Coast 05 and Coast 9 aren't going particularly well. But we're now coming into Coast 10, the lighthouse map, and we can skip this in a very easy manner. Simply by coming around here, we can actually get a hop. We can get a hop off of this, and we're already outside of the map. We can just slide, and we're already up here, except I'm an idiot. Can I... Yeah, I can just do that. And you're out of the map once again. And we can just come straight down here, surfing down, and hey, we're at the end of this map. So by the way, up until this point, you were supposed to take a car through the entirety of Coast. We don't need a car. Who needs cars in 2017? So I grabbed both of those SMG grenades. I only need one of them. However, having two makes the next map a lot easier. It just makes it slightly more consistent. Because there's a boost you can get all the way to the top of an out-of-bounds section. However, with only one SMG grenade, it can be a bit RNG whether or not you get it. It's all about whether you positioned yourself right or not. Okay, so we're almost at prison, and prison is the third part of the game. Train station, canals, town. Oh yeah, no, more like 6th or 7th. But the first half of prison is fun. The second half is probably the most boring part of this game. Simple enough. It's got a lot of save loading, it's got a lot of cutscene. Okay, so yeah, this is why I needed the two SMG nades, so I could get up here. The first one can get you up here on its own, but I used the second one as a backup just in case. And I'm glad I did. So yeah, we're now at prison. Or we will be in a couple of seconds. Hey, we're there. So prison can be skipped in a lot of different ways. We can do a variety of routes through prison. We can do lots of save loading. We can do lots of quick clips. We can do different save warps. But unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately. Depends what you like, really. We do a lot of quick clips, and I'm going to do one here. I'm going to do multiple on the next map. We're going to be doing quick clips on pretty much every single map in prison. Pretty much. All but one map in prison. We'll be doing quick clips. So yeah, welcome to Nova Prospect, or prison, as we call it. The reason why we call it prison, and the reason why we call root canal and water hazard canals and all that stuff is because the interestingly enough, the maps are literally D1 train station, D1 canals, D1 town, D2 coast, D2 prison. I don't have any health. Huh. Okay, that's okay. I can just quick look through here instead. So I'm going to do a wrong warp here. I set one up on the first map, or second map of prison. This being the third. Now we're at the end of this map, so we can trigger the next one. Now let's see if I can get Bob's. Nope. Bob, you suck. I hate you, Bob. Okay. One of my routes there. And we're coming into the second half of prison now. I'll say this now, at the beginning of the next map, I'm going to restart the game. Because the game loads pretty much everything, and it keeps it cached. And you may notice that my loads are a fair bit longer than when I first started the run. And it's exactly for that reason. So by restarting the game, we essentially clear the cache. I'm just going to load the save I made. It just means that it's not going to affect our game time, but since I'm also running this comparing to real time, it's nice to be able to decrease loading times. So I'm going to come here. Oh, this might not be good. Yeah, let me retry that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, now I'm save loading rather constantly. You may notice my game time timer isn't coming up. It's because I'm save loading essentially as soon as I can, and it's I say kind of precise. It's not super precise, but it's good to be able to know your timing because if the game fully loads, and I currently have auto pause on, which is a script, by the way. If the game fully loads, when it pauses, it's not going to be able to. I don't think I've mentioned this yet. When you pause the game and when you're out of bounds, the game resets your velocity to 0. So we don't want that if we're save loading upwards. So I can't let myself load fully. In New Engine, people use the same technique in order to teleport. Well, I say teleport. They can clip through the void. Oops. And here I'm pausing so that I can go directly downwards. Because otherwise my velocity would have carried me off in another direction that I didn't want. Okay, come underneath. And now we save load upwards. Now this is a save buffer because we have to kind of let the game fully load, unpause, and save load again. It's kind of strange. And hey, we're in bounds. And with that, that's almost prison over. Unfortunately, it's not quite over. Oops. Oops. I'm getting stuck on everything. It's definitely a run by Mad. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can get stuck in NPCs exceptionally easy while you have Quick Clip active, which is kind of bad. I'm gonna make a drink, because my throat is a little bit dead. I've been talking for about half an hour now, almost non-stop, which isn't like me. Okay, so now that I've got everything, let's make a drink and I'll be back in just a second. This is a cutscene, so there's nothing I can really do to speed this up. People have asked me previously why I call these cutscenes, because while the game doesn't directly take away control from you, you can't actually do anything to speed it up, or skip it, if you will. Nothing really gameplay-wise is happening, it's just exposition. Also good health. You can get a really nice strafe hop sequence here if you can get the right strafe to begin with. But for anybody who doesn't know what's going on in the story, good for you, because I don't know either. No, but in all seriousness, the story, some people like it, some people dislike it. I'm not a huge fan, but that might only be because I've played this game a large number of times. Yeah, probably a bit too many times. A few too many times, sorry. Apologies for my bad English. I am English. Oh, lame. Let's try that should work. So, yeah, now we're just waiting for the teleporter to come back down. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. So, normally Alex is on this map with us, however, she's not. The last time we saw Alex was on Prison 06, so 2 maps ago, and we never let her into the actual main area of the prison. So, she's probably back there somewhere. Who knows, we might see her, she might try and catch up with us throughout the rest of the run. We might see her again in Citadel. We will see her again in Citadel at the end, because plot. We're almost halfway there. Some people call this room here Bob Ross's treehouse, because in New Engine in particular, we normally have lots of weapons here, and people like to draw on the walls using the weapons. Unfortunately, due to due to save warping, sorry, I don't have any weapons, and so I can't do that. I could go down there, use the turrets to kill someone and get a weapon, but it's too much effort, you know? So we're almost there now. Now, the question is, will this run be a PB? I have my doubts, myself. It all depends on how well City 17 goes. City 17 and Citadel are 2 exceptionally hard parts of the run, and there's plenty of places in both that you can just easily choke on things that aren't really hard. Like in Citadel, there's Citadel 04, which is a map that every Half-Life 2 old engine runner hates with a passion. Oh, hi. Because there's a route on that map called Orb Launch, and for some reason it's just exceptionally hard. But by not doing it, you waste like 6 or 7 minutes. So that's probably why we do it. But I am on pace right now. I am on pace to PB, provided that I play well. So who knows? This could be a PB, it could not be a PB. And save warp. Did it work? It worked. Oh no. Poo stain. I need to be over here. Let's save warp again. That's unfortunate. I saved up too early that time. I'm choking. Okay. The first time my save was slightly off, so I was in the wall when I save warped. The second time I save warped too early, and the third time it worked. I have to kind of make up for about 10 seconds of time lost now. So here's hoping for a flawless City 17. Now we're already off to a bad start due to that. Ideally you would just turn instantly, however I had too much speed coming into it. I don't know if that one. As long as I don't get stuck in that guy, we're good. I'm grabbing a prop here because we're going to be quick clipping with it. And the only other prop is there, and you have to take a really wide turn if you want to get that one. We're going to use this this prop to quick clip. Oh, come on game, come on, oh fudge. Okie dokie. I feel like this one might not work. We'll have to see. I really should stop YOLOing those kind of strats, because save warps are pretty precise due to the way landmarks work. So I can end up either on the correct side or on the wrong side. Like, on the other side of that wall is an entirely different area. You don't want to be there, because that would mean you'd have to go around something. It's not fun to miss your miss your save warp. Okay, come on, door. Okay. Going to do another J clip. Now making sure I'm grabbing the prop, because I'm going to need this prop again as soon as I am up here. Because I want to clip through there. Now you may have noticed I prepared a save warp during that last map. However, I'm not doing it here because I'm intending to wrong warp with it on the next map. There's a skip we can do to skip the map after next, using another wrong warp on this one, but it is just not. It's not my cup of tea. Okay. And there's the warp. And are we good? We're good. Once again, area portals are off. Because for some reason, open portals all, which is what opens area portals, is actually cheat protected. Well, it's not cheat protected, but when you turn SV cheats off, that will also turn off, which is kind of why we don't allow it. I don't know about that rule. It's kind of iffy to me, but I don't know. Oh no! Oh no! What? Why was I stuck? That's a shame. Fantastic. This map's gone pretty well, apart from that time I got stuck in the beginning. Why am I grabbing this? I don't need this. This is what I need. Like I said, you can skip this map with a wrong warp, but it's not something I enjoy doing, so I don't do it. It's pretty simple. But we're 42 minutes in. I'm thinking this could be sub 1 hour game time. Probably a 103 real time. That's what I'm hoping. A sub 105 real time would be nice. Is kind of my aim. This might not be a sub 105 real time. Looking at the real time right now. Who knows? Could go either way. Barney, I hate you. I legitimately hate Barney. So we'll be doing another flick here, another couple of flicks, because we can actually keep this prop by flicking through the window. We can keep the prop here by flicking through the force field, and we can keep the prop here by flicking through the fence. And then, why do we keep the prop? Because we want to quick clip through there. So we're coming up towards the end of the game now. We're only 2 or 3 maps away. Or 2 or 3 maps away from the end of City 17, sorry. And then there's another 7 maps, I think. Is it 7? 6. 6 maps of Citadel. Oh, okay, he dropped grenades. I can see the grenades on the ground bar, and I need to avoid those at all cost. Because, like I said earlier, grabbing grenades means we cannot pick up any other weapons. It also replaces the weapon we're currently holding. So, if I had picked up grenades there, I wouldn't have been able to use the rocket launcher to do that boost. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Oh, that was a little worrying, I'm not gonna lie. Uh-oh. Yeah, as long as I land on there, we're good. 44. Okay, this isn't too bad a run. The reason I save load directly after a save deletion is it allows us to move slightly faster. The game normally keeps us still for about 2 or 3 seconds after we load the map for the first time, which is the same as what happens when you save delete. We save load to essentially cut that out. Now, I need... Oh no, this isn't good. Oh, bother. Bother, bother, bother. I have just ruined the run. Oh, that's a bad save. This is some feels bad man right here. Get out of the way. If you trigger him, you can't... We tried to clip through him. Because that means we don't have to wait for him. But if you trigger him before you're ready to clip through him, you have to wait for him to complete his dialogue before you can continue. So I just wasted about 20 seconds there, unfortunately. That's a real shame. I use the console here because we need to wait about 8 or 9 seconds before triggering the next, or before activating the next trigger. If we activate the 2 triggers in quick succession, the game will end up soft locking here. So we need to wait. And for some reason, the game actually gives us what we can use as confirmation that enough time has passed. So that's what I was looking at in the console. Okay, so we're at 46 minutes. Now that apparently was a gold from the moment I entered prison to the moment I entered Citadel here. Apparently that was a gold split, so either this is on good pace or on terrible pace that could be far better. I'm slightly strange in comparison to a lot of other runners of this game, because most runners, there is an auto-splitter for this game. So most people will have splits for every single map in the game. I, on the other hand, prefer to have splits for major events, such as entering prison, entering Citadel, whatever, as it allows me to have a more general observation, because if you're doing it per map... oh no, where's my save? Did I not have a better save than that? There we go. Because if you're doing it per map, it's kind of disingenuous because you don't know what health and stuff. Every run is going to be different. Bugger! I'm an idiot. Forgive me. I'm losing so much time. It's unreal. These last couple of maps have been genuine garbage. So I'm doing some prop flying here, and I'm going to be doing the first instance of altitude flying. I kind of did some earlier in the run, but I didn't really mention it since it wasn't really important. But you see this, by getting an object in the correct orientation, we can essentially just continue jumping on it to go almost directly upwards. So I'm doing it again here, and then we can come out of that and go back into normal flying. Okay, so that map could have gone slightly better around the beginning. However, that was pretty decent. There's a way of saving the rocket launcher here. However, this map has been known to crash a lot. I'm not taking any risks. Okay, we now have the super gravity gun. So that means we can do stuff like this, which is kind of nice. This map is kind of a tutorial for using the super gravity gun, because we can now do a variety of things we couldn't do before, such as that. We can now pick up orbs using the super gravity gun that we couldn't do that before. Oh, so we're coming on to Citadel 04 now. Now this is a very frightening map. I've got no idea how well or badly this map will go. It's looking good. Is this first try? First try, boys! Oh, that's a shame. Okay. 50 minutes to here is actually very good. For me, at least. Okay. Make your saves. And we're good. So, I hope you're ready, because this should be a pretty decent run, in fact. I expect this to be a 58 in game time, so the top timer. Let's see how well this goes. Unfortunately, you're not going to be seeing any action for the next 6 minutes. It's all just going to be sitting in this pod, moving about, doing nothing. You might hear some voice lines, but who knows? So, I've discussed pretty much everything I had on mind. I guess I can kind of shout out Source Runs here. Source Runs are a group of people who do Source speedruns. They also do Gold Source speedruns. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But in all seriousness, they're a group of people who do a lot of work in the Source and Gold Source engines. And break them to pieces. Constantly finding new ways through levels, breaking the game in order to get lots of speed, do it fast, etc., etc. For example, recently came out Half-Life 2 Episode 1 Done Quicker, I feel? Was it done quicker? I don't know. And also Half-Life 2 Gravity Gun Only. Now, both of these runs were faster than any before seen run of that game, or on that engine. And the way we do it is through segmenting, and we do lots of segmented runs, but I kind of got a bit off topic here, but what I'm trying to say is check out Source Runs. SourceRuns.org is the webpage you're looking for. And there's links to the Discord and YouTube, whatever, from there. I highly recommend watching some of the absolutely tremendous speedruns hosted on their YouTube channel. because I know the thing that got me into running Half-Life 2 in general is actually Half-Life 2 done with a high magnitude of velocity, Half-Life 2 Dwarmov, which came out a number of years ago. I think it's 5 years ago? Something like that. But since then, Half-Life 2 has been my passion. Well, not since then. Since I discovered Dwarmov, Half-Life 2 has been my passion, so... yeah. So we're now on Breen. Breen is the final level of the game. The reason why I call it Breen is because the map name is literally D3_Breen_01. The first and final map of Breen. So, in the most desperate situation, Eli's been captured, we've been captured, and someone over there's probably been captured as well who's totally not Alex. And we've even got Mossman who's defected to the other side. How on earth will we survive? Or as Breen would go, ha 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 ha. But yeah, this is such an anticlimactic scene. We've had a couple of anticlimactic parts of the game. We had the end of Boatless, which led into Eli's lab, which was a couple of minutes of downtime. We had Prison 08 at the end of Prison and Coast in Town, which of course had a bit of downtime. And now at the end of City 17 and Citadel, we have this massive downtime of a solid 8 minutes or so from the pod ride, and now this. Gordon? No. Those eyes. Sadness. Anger. And apparently lines. Spit in his face. Honestly, when you've seen this cutscene a solid 200 or 300 times, you've got to try something to make it more entertaining. Because it's kind of lost its novelty at this point. What else is there for me to talk about? I guess I can talk about the run I'm probably going to be doing in a couple of months' time. Well, a couple of months? It's going to be 1 month and a couple of days. This run is done on the 11th of the 7th. So, the 11th of July at the minute. However, on the 19th of August, I'm going to be running at the UK Speedrunning Marathon. 19th of August, that is. I'm going to be running this game, and it's going to be great. I'm going to get world record. No, I'm just kidding. There's no way I'm getting world record. By the way, world record has already passed. That's how good the top players are. They've already finished the game. I think this is going to be a 58 or a very low 59. And I'm starting to swing towards the 59, unfortunately. It's not going to be much of a PB. However, this is an important time for me. Because my previous PB did a route that I absolutely detest. I detest with all of my heart. Do you remember at the beginning of the game I said that there was a way of skipping the first map, the cutscene on the first map? It saves about 1 minute to 2 minutes. I did that in my PB. I did not do that in this run. You see why this is such a big PB for me? I'm essentially saving 2 minutes over my previous time. Come on, Alex. You have to stand near her because she'll say something to you and then she'll run to the elevator. You have to make sure you're near her, otherwise she'll walk towards you and then into the elevator. So don't get in the elevator straight away. That's a terrible idea. Okay, and now we have another anticlimactic elevator. I hope you like elevators. Do you hear him, Alex? You do, don't you? Drama. Okay. There is a way of teleporting her down this hallway. I don't do it, because I'm not very good at it. Okay, put that there. Turn around. Oh, this is honestly one of the best routes in the entire game, in my opinion. You grab the gravity gun. It's all one circular motion. You jump off of the chair, and then you land on Breen's head. It's just beautiful. I love Breen. That's a lie. Okay, so we come into the final map, and the final map is, or this is the final map. We've been on the final map for the last 6 minutes or so, but we come into the final section of the game, and I'm going to set prop fly all the way up. I need this chair. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, why am I an idiot? Why am I an idiot? Okay. I'm going to stand on here. Fuck. Is that swear count number 1 of the run? It might be. Oh, I hate you. Okay, we're good. I have killed the sub 59, however. Why isn't this activating? Oh, I've killed it. I killed the sub 59. I am triggered. That is so annoying. This could have been a sub 59. 59.10, so it's a PB by 9 seconds. Oh man. If I hadn't dropped the chair there and I hadn't messed around in the core for so long, this would have been a sub 59. I don't know if I should be glad that this was a PB or not. Like, let me get my splits actually showing on screen. Let me disconnect. Let me get this, and we can. Oh, is this not? Oh, there we go. But yeah, you can now see my splits on screen. I was plus 50 at Eli. I saved time over Prison, and then I got a gold for Citadel. Against my my average run, I saved a lot of time. Yeah, honestly, this run could have been a lot better. That's unfortunate. I can save time on Eli here as well. I think the first split is where I can save the most time. If I do another run. Though it's currently 1 o'clock. I need some lunch, so I'm going to have some lunch. What should I say about this run? It was decent, I guess. Could have been better. Especially that ending. That ending was... we don't want to talk about that ending. I think the less said about it, the better. But yeah. I guess that's a run. Thanks for watching.